Good?
I'm good, thank you. You good?
I'm great. All right, this might be one of those meetings just for a select few of you that showed up. We appreciate that here, you know. I think the reason it's so quiet. Let's get it. Like music. The music was good here, you know, that we might replace that, the meeting, or the meeting will replace, slideshow from the beginning. Beautiful, okay. I think the reason is a little turnout. Does everyone know, James and Carol?
No.
No? Well, hello to James and Carol, okay. They've been with us on and off for, a couple of decades, you know, give or take, you know. But they're back for good now, so, Stephen will always say hi, and, well, we're glad to have them back.
A little sabbatical?
A little bit, yeah, a little whatever they were doing here, you know, so, but those of you that did make the trip here, I appreciate it. You know, I don't know if it's summer, or if it's 110 degrees, or, you know, it's windy and you're not showing up because Wendy's here, I don't know, but the meetings are a little more quiet, so, but that's okay. That's okay.
Your edge, man.
I'm telling you, man, it wasn't used to be
Find out who they are.
unbelievable here, you know? It wasn't even 4 years now, you think we'd have gone through this here, but no, but it'll pick up a little bit here. We have a new little thing, as you noticed, the 84-page handout is no longer. Oh, yeah, all right. Thanks Suzanne, where's Suze, putting her OA skills to perfection here. Scan that baby and voila, it's on your phone, see? So you'll always have it. I won't have to say, everybody take this with you when you leave, you don't take it anymore with you.
Not
Okay?
burning paper.
Look at that, right? You know?
Yes.
You know how many copies come up? Thousands, I mean, literally crazy numbers, okay? So,
It really is 45 pages.
there you go, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, crazy. We have a lot of information, here. So that's what that is, okay? We're gonna get to this guy in a minute. Who hasn't done the disc profile? Who has never done it in their life?
Raise your hand.
Okay, come on, yeah, okay. I think I did it 2 or 3 times. I'm curious if mine has changed, because I think it did last time, okay? But it's a lot of fun. John's really good at it. I think you leave here kind of enlightened about what it says about you. You might not agree with the results of what it says, but it's a lot of fun, okay? Before I get into some LVR stuff that's really, really important, does anybody know, okay, we had, you know, James and Carol. Does anybody know who this is? Who's this? Everybody know?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Raise your hand.
She's the new mentee here at, no. Everybody say hello to Desiree, am I saying? Right?
Yes.
Right, okay. Desiree, come on up, say hello. Desiree is the new escrow officer at Rock Island. That's really quick.
We are, obviously, as we're growing and trying to get better every single day, we're looking for really good people. So if you guys know of anybody else that's looking for opportunities with Rock, we'd love to talk to them. But Des is gonna be an awesome add to the team, and she's got tons of experience and,
I'm a true escrow baby, so I just hit my 21st year in escrow. My mom got me in, I don't know if I was her favorite child or not after that move, but it's kind of what we do. I have a twin sister, she's been in escrow just as long as I have. So I've been around, I've seen the crash, the up, the down. I'm versed in every type of transaction you can imagine. I'm new to Rock, started last week, but I'm really excited to team up with you guys. I'm really text friendly, email friendly. If you guys need anything, literally phone call or text away.
why are you excited to join Rock? Why are you excited to join Rock? Why?
Oh, why? Oh, culture.
Was it Shane Moody?
No.
Yeah. Shane and I have actually known of each other about almost like 10 years now. But the culture, it was immediately meeting with upper management and just knowing that this was gonna be a really good fit for me,
Yeah.
personally.
I mean, we've got, you know, you think about it, we have 20 employees now. I mean, we've got an amazing marketing person over here that can help you guys with anything that you need on if you're doing any type of farming. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do. I love having one-on-ones with everybody to talk specifically about what you guys are currently doing with your business to see what we can do to help you. But there are a lot of things that we can do to help support you guys, and it's our job as a title company to be a title partner and not just a title company. And a title partner means that we're looking out for you, we're making sure that when things are, you know, we're trying to be ahead of the curve. If there's something that's gonna cause something on a file that we're trying to resolve without getting you guys involved, and that, you know, and in time, that continues to get better and better and better. And I know that, you know, from everybody in our company believes in that, and that's the number one goal, is to give you guys the best service that you guys can get. Because I don't want you sending a deal to Rock and having anxiety that it's not gonna get taken care of. So, anyways, just please give us an opportunity, and whether that's with Kathleen, Laura, and the rest of the crew that we have, and Brad. But we've got Desiree, we've got Jennifer Wolf, Jamie Lobby, and I think that's Jamie Newmeyer. And Jamie Newmeyer just went out with a hip surgery, so she'll be back here in a few weeks. But anyways, thank you guys. So we love working here.
We just
and
gotta
love
get
all
your
these
info.
agents.
I guess Jamie can update the, whatever you guys call that? You know, It's already done, way ahead of me? Okay, good.
Yeah, so anyways, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. Yeah, you guys good, everybody? Oh, you do this, okay. All right, kids, what else we got here? For those of you that have been around for a while, there used to be a committee at LVR called Trends, 10 to 2020 maybe. Most popular committee, big attendance every month. I don't know why it stopped just before COVID.
Yeah.
But by popular demand, we're bringing it back. And there's an email you got this morning from LVR with this video, if I can get it to play.
Hey, Las Vegas Realtors, it's John Gaff from Simply Vegas and Bob Hamrick from Coldwell Banker Premier Realty. And ordinarily, you wouldn't see two guys that have giant companies like we do working together ever, really. I mean, frenemies, yeah, we're frenemies, it was fun. But guys, we're pulling together our resources as well as the resources of a lot of other amazing brokers to do something for you. We're bringing probably the most powerful and impactful meeting you can come to at the Las Vegas Realtors. It's back.
It is back, ladies and gentlemen, the Trends Committee. It's been gone for a few years, but we're excited to bring it back.
You need to come to the Trends Committee meeting where you can get the inside scoop of what's going on. And we're doing it a little differently than how it was done in years past. Yes, you're gonna get the great market updates. Yes, you're gonna get that, but we're gonna keep it very topical about things that are affecting you and your business right now.
We talked about stats, what's happening in the marketplace, some of the current events. We're talking a little bit about short sales, talking a little about solar and some of the challenges that we're having there, along with some potential solutions.
It will sell out. Sign up right now to come RSVP because we have limited space. That's going to be August the 18th at 11:30 at the LVR. Bob Hamrick's talking.
John Gafford's talking. What happens if you snooze?
If you snooze, you lose.
Boom!
Funny guys, huh? Funny guys, you know? But, so that's in your email today, just so you know. I recommend you all sign up. There's no doubt in my mind that you'll get a lot out of this meeting. What they did is, the committee comprises of all broker agents that used to be on the committee in years past. Like I was the chair of the committee in, I don't know, 2015. Jillian Batchelor was part of this committee, Bob and John, Chris Bishop. So a lot of people that were involved in the inception of Trends is getting back into it. And the research says that short sales are making a comeback, and NLDs are on the rise, not dramatically, but I know even here, if we're honest, like solar, not all of us know everything about solar. I mean, we've been to Mike's class 14 times, you know, but there's ins and outs to it, and there's a lot of litigation down at the division with us and our clients about solar. So there's lawsuits piling up about solar. So they're gonna talk about that a lot. So do your best, sign up for that. That's on a Tuesday. Then on Friday is this event down at the Orleans, another great event. This one is not free. You're gonna spend $40. But it's the best $40 you'll spend. You'll get food, you'll get a gift basket from Rock Title probably, you know, all the title companies give out stuff, and home warranty companies. Okay, and Jared Jones is a really cool speaker, okay, really timely, topical guy. Go on Instagram, put his name in there. Every day he's posting 2 or 3 things about our industry that I think is important for you guys to know. There's the stats, nothing different, too much other than days on market are in the 40s again. Just yesterday, 3 of you called me, and I don't know if you got any phone calls. These are experienced agents. Hey Tim, my house has been on the market for 63 days. What the hell do I do? You know, I got 1 showing in 2.5 months. You know, like I have a magic wand. Sure, let me tell you what to do to sell out. You know. So there's only so many things you can do. You know, and we look at the photos, we look at the public remarks and all that kind of good stuff. You know, some people take it off the market for a couple of days. You know, like they're gonna, you know, like they're fooling people, then they put it back on. as a brand new listing, what the hell? If that's what you wanna do that. But, the days on market are just continuing to rise. And usually it's because it's overpriced. Not that you guys are overpricing it, but you probably are, you know? But again, that's between you and yourself. So those are the recent stats, that's from last July. You were all dying to find out if we were gonna open up in Mongolia, and we did. Okay? We have a franchise in Mongolia, gang, in case there's ever a reason that you're heading that way. John travels the world on all these crazy things, you know.
Get a license tomorrow.
He might be in Mongolia, you know? How many countries are we in? Trivia question.
240.
How many countries?
200.
20, I think.
How many?
20 maybe to be honest.
20, she says. She's close.
Oh,
How many countries is Realty One Group in?
26.
As a matter of fact, it's 26, it says it right there, not that you can read it. But it's very big font, it says 26, okay? So, little stupid trivia, you need to know, but hey, you might meet someone, is Mongolia, China, that way? No, is it over that way? Honestly, does anyone really know where Mongolia is? Is it China, Pakistan, that stuff?
Close to Russia and Ukraine.
We'll say
Oh, is
Asia.
it? Okay.
It's in Asia.
Huh? Yeah, I think it's in Asia, let's go with that. Okay, anyway, welcome Mongolia. Michelle Morrow and Angie Mentis that had a great June, $1 million code for June. We've gone through this the last couple of meetings, so we don't spend too much time on it. Congrats to the top 5 teams here in the office, way to go. This is just an update for these agents are on track to win the awards at the end of the year with the company, okay? So that's what the reason Sue's created this, to give you an idea, these agents are on, based on those categories, are on track to be invited to the award ceremony next February of next year, or March when we do it, okay? So that's just an update. That is, these are agents that have been with us forever, you guys have seen this before, okay? But, again, Hector's been here 18 years, right in the middle, who knew? Who knew Hector's been here 18 years, okay? Happy birthdays, these are the recent hires in June and July. If you guys have any friends, send them in to me and Wendy, please. If you send in 3, we waive you $100 a month for a year, okay? So we're always wanting to interview as many agents as we can to get in here. Some other stuff at LVR is bowling in September. I think I'm gonna get 3 or 4 lanes, but hopefully we can get enough bowlers and go down and bowl, 9 o'clock in the morning at Sunset Station. We'll see a bunch of drunk realtors at 10 o'clock on Friday. Come to this event, you know? Are you guys going?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be there with a booth and all that stuff, right? Yeah.
Well, not a booth,
Well, not a booth,
but we'll be bouncing
Right,
around.
mingling.
Maybe giving away some green rock bowling balls?
Yeah.
There you go, yeah, the rock bowling balls. I don't know if this is passed, but LVR, you got this email 1,400 times about a survey. They're gonna give $500 to someone, so you might as well fill it out. Maybe you'll win $500, okay? The new CEO is really trying to get the, you know, association back to where it used to be. Not that it was in a bad place recently, but it was, you know, had some turmoil. So Linda Fernandez is her name, she's doing a pretty good job of bringing it back. This is happening the 29th, which is next Wednesday. I'd love all of you to hop on this Zoom call with Michelle and Paige to get a deep dive into one studio and, creative studio and one suite, okay? These are really cool tools that you guys indirectly pay for. You know, you're paying $100 a month or $50 a month, so you pay for it. But a lot of you aren't using it. And once you sit through this class, you're gonna kick yourself in the butt saying, holy shit, I'm not using this stuff. Okay, really, really good stuff. So hop on that. Lee drives in, Sarah's not here, but she set this up. So in August, Lee will be here for his famous 1 credit lunch and learn. Okay, he does 1 credit CE class, but it's fun.
Can I
He's a
say
good guy.
something real quick?
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in going to that, please, RSVP, because he has to take time out of his day to go, and it's really hard to do it when there's only like 1 or 2 RSVPs. When he shows up, there's probably 15 to 20 people, but he doesn't know that going in there, so if we get, just a few, we might have to reschedule that, so if you are interested in going, please just sign up.
Yeah, he's probably the busiest real estate attorney in town, okay? If I ever get in trouble, I'm gonna go to Lee to defend me. Really, that's how well known he is in town. So when he takes time to come here, he's losing money. Yeah, he's gonna be doing, you know, $400 an hour at his office with clients. So I forgot all about that. Please RSVP, okay? And
And guys, I'm sorry, what's the date on that?
It is, as a matter of fact, it happens to be, August 12th, the Wednesday.
August 12th. Okay, so I'll reach out to some of the other offices and try to get this filled up so that we don't miss out on this opportunity.
Okay.
Because it was tough for us to get him to get this.
It is, yes. If he, in the past, he's come just because I know him and Sue knows him and Wendy knows him. He'd do the 1 hour thing, lunch and learn, because that's how I met him 15 years ago at Keller Williams. He was doing his one credit CE, and I've kept in touch with him ever since. So, but yeah, if you can get it to Mark, Jim, and Jeff, that'd be great. Okay, my calendar's coming back. We just set this up in August, 3 different CE classes about solar. That's how important solar is gonna be soon, gang, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with solar, good and bad, okay? But we need to keep you guys up to speed for liability reasons, E&O reasons. So there's 2 classes there, then there's a 3rd one in October. So if you need general CE credits, here you go, okay? You wanna take Mike's classes. That's the rev up going on so far. Tomorrow is number 6, the 24th in Green Valley. If you're a mentee, which I don't think anybody here is, no, okay? But if you wanna go to a successful open house class tomorrow, given by Jim Cerrone, make the trek down to Green Valley. He'd love to see you. I'll be doing onboarding August 5th, it's a Wednesday. Anyone that's new, please hop on this class. You get to meet John, you get to meet Sarah, maybe Shane shows up, usually not, usually it's the the marketing reps, okay? Home warranty gals, hop on, me and Wendy are on. So a good overview of the company in about an hour and a half. Those are the QR codes for the training calendars. These are the numbers for LVR. Please take a picture of this. You should put all these numbers in your phone. They'll also be in your phone, okay? Instead of asking one of us, Tim, who do I call at LVR about membership? Who do I call about MLS? You'll have the direct line right to them, okay? And then you'll get to know the person that answers the phone, okay? When you call membership, Krista Baker is gonna answer the phone, or her assistant will. And if you say, hey, Krista, this is Wendy from Realty One Group, you know, Tim told me to call you. She's gonna treat you better than if you just say, hi, this is, you know, Mikey from Mikey's Real Estate, okay? Because we know Krista really well. And we are the biggest broker in town. We have more agents than anybody else. So sometimes not that they treat us better, even though I think they should. We have 10% of the agents, right? I mean, we're paying a lot of dues here. We should get a little extra, you know, oomph from them, but we don't, and we don't expect it. But have these numbers, gang. It'll make your life so much easier. Sarah's running around today doing some stuff, but you know where she is. Please reach out to her, okay? I mean,
And also on just a value, just add to that, guys, I'm always available too. Like if you guys can't get a hold of Sarah and you need something right away, call me, cause I will get it for you guys. I will drop whatever I'm doing to help. So please do that.
take advantage of this openness, gang, with Rock Title and with John. Don't be shy, okay? Cause you'll reach out to me and Wendy and we're gonna say, call Shane. Call Desiree. We don't know how to answer that question. So take advantage of the fact that they're willing to.
Hey guys, the thing is, you can ask for anything. Like I know this sounds really funny, ask for anything. The only thing I can do is say, yes, I can do it, or I can't do that.
Mhm.
Or maybe we can do it this way, right? So don't ever feel like, oh, I can't call Shane and ask him for something, because I want you guys doing that, because then when we start the dialogue like that, we start being creative in our brains and maybe look at something different than what you're originally gonna do it. That may start putting, because if we can help you guys put deals in the funnel, I can't close it for you guys, but we can help you do that, so.
Gotcha. All right, last but not least, are we good in compliance? Everyone's been good? No wrists being slapped, no, all that kind of good stuff? We're all kind of good? Okay, all right, gang. Wendy, I think we're good with you. All right, gang, it's this profile time. John did this last year, I think, okay? And, it's all yours, big fella. John Morgan, everybody, there he is. All right, gang, while he's doing that, quick little trivia. You know, I love doing this stupid trivia stuff. How many vacant homes are there in the state of Nevada? 56,312, 123,878, 10,000, 99,000. How many vacant homes are in the state of Nevada? You don't let me
Number
know.
one.
Okay, so one vote for number 1.
4.
Another vote for number 4.
Yeah, I think 4.
4, another one for 4.
4.
Another one for 4. Come on.
2.
How many? 2. Okay, with number 2.
3.
3. Oh, here you go. I got you, okay.
Yeah, you might get a prize here.
Yeah, what do you think? Did you guess?
I guessed number one.
All right, the winner is number 2.
Oh, see, look at you go.
123,000 homes are vacant.
Wow. They must be.
Wow.
That represents 9% of the homes in our state. So if you do the math, I don't know, what do we have, 1,000,004 homes, I guess, according to, this was according to, who was it according to? Redfin, okay, so 123,000, Johnny Owens, there you go.
Alright, first to start off,
Who knew?
what type of business are we in?
Relationship.
Relationship. It's 100% relationship, okay? If you win in relationships, you're gonna win in this business, alright? You'll find ways to do the other stuff, the clerical stuff, the sales stuff. It's not even sales. When you go show someone, are you selling them that house? Like, I'm not gonna push a house on anybody, right? That's a weird situation. It's like, no, you gotta buy this house. How do you sell someone a house, right? No. They're going to fall in love with the house. They're going to work with you because they connect with you. They're going to refer other people because you didn't sell them on something, because you did listen to them, because you did build that relationship. And if this is a relationship business, understanding personality profiles is imperative. It's critical. It is like the very fundamental of doing your job here, okay? So, DISC is probably the most widely used one, okay? There's all kinds of different ones, colors, numbers, Myers-Briggs, everybody's got one, it seems. DISC seems to be the most simple, right? So, there's 4 quadrants, but before we get into this, let's, everybody get up, okay? Do a little exercise here. Alright, so the first question is gonna be, are you outgoing or reserved? Alright, so the outgoing people, high energy, fast paced, optimistic, enthusiastic, involved, maybe controlling, involved, I don't know. But if you are outgoing, go to the back of the room. Okay, everybody, go to, whoever's outgoing, go to the back of the room. If you're reserved, a little slower pace, more cautious, optimistic, critical thinking, discerning, a little reluctant.
John, what's the right answer? Optimistic? What's the right answer? Tell us.
There is no right answer. There is no pass fail. Okay, so if you're reserved, come up here. Come up front. Okay, you could be halfway. You could be halfway. All right.
Yeah.
Now the next question: are you task oriented? All right, or are you people oriented? You're focused on getting the job done, logic-based approach versus emotional. Okay, less influenced by others' opinions. Thrive on procedure and process. So if you are more task-oriented, shift to this side. Stay in the back if you're in the back, but shift to this side.
What's the next one?
Or you're people-oriented, all right?
Or people, okay, people.
People are the priority over the project, okay? If you're people, you're gonna be on that side. More emotional, okay? Your task guys are less emotional, your people guys are more emotional. They thrive on emotions, okay?
Okay.
Get the shit done.
Influenced by opinions, and they focus on how others feel, okay?
God, no.
All right. Tim's in the perfect, I knew where Tim was gonna land. So, this back corner is your D, okay? These are your drivers, leaders, entrepreneurs. You are outgoing, but you're more task, okay? Over here we have the I's, all right? You guys are outgoing and people. It's like you, wind down. Wind down, yeah, exactly. You guys are at wind down, okay? Nobody up here, which surprises me because we got an escrow officer in the house. Oh wait, no, this is the S. The S's are going to be more reserved and more people. We'll talk about that. Over here, this is where your C's, this is where your escrow officers may tend to be, okay? Right here is the middle, okay? there's no extreme, like there's nobody's one or the other, all right?
I'm like maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
ideally,
maybe
we'll show you a
one
chart in a
foot.
little bit, but ideally, the person that's in the middle is kind of the politician, right? Because they understand all of them, and they come across as all of them. This is either a politician or a schizophrenic, right? Okay. So, the other thing is you notice the D is here, and the S would be over here, okay? The further the person is away from you, the more energy it consumes to maintain and nurture that relationship. Not saying don't hang out with them because they're in our world, all right? Every business takes every single one, and relationships will have all different aspects, okay? When I say it's not a pass-fail, it's not, because it does take everyone. The idea of this is to understand yourself and understand what it takes to cross over and connect with these other personalities, all right? Okay, so remember where you were, go ahead and sit down.
We're done? Okay, sit down. All right. Good? Okay.
Where did you go?
So you guys can see this chart, right? There's all kinds, like I said, if you're just a high D, you're an establisher, okay? If you're in that very corner, you're the establisher. You're not going to be the executor, all right? You're the idea person. Sounds like a good idea, make it happen. That's the D, that's the establisher.
Who's the executive?
These eyes over here, the extreme eye, that's the communicator. All right, that's all that goes through their head is I want to communicate with people. Doesn't matter what they're communicating, they just want to communicate, okay? Your S's, we didn't have any S's in here today. Might be, okay, there might be some, but just based on that little exercise, everybody's leaning away from the S. The S over here is gonna be the technician, they're the glue. They're the glue of the relationship, they're the glue of the corporation. They're the ones everybody goes to when there's a problem and doesn't wanna go to the D to get yelled at or judged. Yeah, they feel more comfortable going to the S to vent, because the S is going to hear them, and they're going to listen. And they're probably gonna validate, which is the weakest part of the S, is the validation piece. If you can get an S that can understand validation and avoid it at all costs, but still listen and connect and be that glue, they are a superpower. Like that person you don't want to leave your company or your relationship, all right? So that's a superpower.
And?
The C, the logical thinker, the one that would be over here in this corner, they overthink. Oh, cute, looks like a little bunny.
Yeah, pretty. Throw that in your thing.
Okay.
There you go. I don't need it.
Alright, the C's are overthinkers. Funny, coolest thing about the C is the C's are never wrong.
Never what?
They're never wrong,
Oh,
okay? If a
perfectionist.
C is wrong, the D probably directed them incorrectly. The C goes off of what information you provide them. And they will check, double and triple check to make sure they got the answer based on the parameters that they were given. So if the C is wrong, you probably screwed up. Whoever was telling you them what to do, they probably screwed up in their delivery. That takes a lot of introspection, man, because I wanted to fire some C's in my world way back in the Keller Williams days. I'm like, she's wrong. She's always wrong. I need a new one. Wanted to fire. Took someone to sit me down. It's like, tell me more. Why do you think she's wrong? Freaking take it all back. I'm like, oh, shoot. All right, I get it. My fault.
Is that proven?
Oh yeah, over and over, okay? So C's aren't wrong. If the C's wrong, they might have some D or something else. They might be leaning this way, and they might have some things that interfere with their processes and logics and stuff. Because nobody's gonna
You just create a lot of headache in here, just by the way.
Hey, I want people to be aware,
No.
okay?
Know what you get yourself into with C.
So understand, let's jump in here. Environment. How many have taken the disc? okay? You guys remember what your results were?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, what did you have?
DISC.
Yeah, you're 100% a DI. Someone asked me what you were, I'm like, DI. Like, why? I go, he's a influencer, he's a recruiter, he's a, kind of an establisher, you run a business, but you recruit and build it. That's a DI, Tim.
So if you're an ID, is it the same thing, kind of, but backwards?
Well, an ID might be more of a communicator, fun person, less of an establisher and business leader and runner, okay?
Okay.
So you could lean one way or the other. If I need a CEO recruiter type, I want DI, right? They gotta have a little I, right? The visionaries that are out in front, they're gonna be more of a DC, okay? Because they're just visionaries. They don't wanna hang out with a lot of people. They just want to think and process and come up with their ideas. That gives them the C part, all right? But environment, you don't change. Once you're 25 years old, that's you, okay? You are sculpted and molded up till 25 based on the community you live in, the school, how you were brought up, everybody your parents brought into your lives, aunts, uncles, friends, where they took you, where you vacationed, all of that created you, okay? Once you hit 25, you're pretty much set. It's gonna be who you are unless something catastrophic happens in your life. Some life-changing event could alter. Now, the reason I asked if you guys have taken the disc before, and if you feel like you're different or you've evolved or changed, two things. One, it could have been when you took the disc assessment in the first place, the environment you were in. Because if you take this assessment, let's use the example of working mom, gets home at 3, slammed, kids come flying through the door out of the bus. All of a sudden, she's got to take this freaking assessment because her boss is on her, and she's like, I'll just do it, right? That could taint the results, right? Usually, after you take this assessment, you want someone to validate it. That's probably the most powerful part of the assessment, because when we sit down and validate it, we're going to go through each item and say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how correct is this statement about you? Like, it's like a 6. I'm like, okay, let's get it to 10. And then you start asking questions. You don't want to leave anything either a 10 or a 1. If it's a 1, we're going to retake the assessment if it's completely wrong. But if it's a 10, we want you to fully know, without a doubt, that's you. All right, every little thing we want to be 10s. I remember when I had my, at Keller Williams, sat down to validate my assessment. I'm like, this isn't me, man. I'm like, I saw right there, it said, I like to be micromanaged. I'm like, bro, you try that, try it, let's see what happens. He goes, okay, let's just take another assessment. I'm like, all right. I went in that next assessment, I'm like looking for those micromanaged questions, make sure I freaking didn't get one. Same exact results. I'm like, that's bullshit. Absolutely. He goes, okay, now that we see that you got the same results, let's actually dive into this. He starts asking questions. And he's like, you read this as liking to be micromanaged, but it actually says you like to have processes in place and you like to have checks in there. Not that someone's over you all the time, making sure you're doing it. It's like you like to be micromanaged yourself at times. Detailed. I'm like, I'm not detailed. It's like, what do you create spreadsheets? I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, but I only look at 3 or 4 columns. He goes, those are details. You look at the details. You do the tasks that you know you have to do to be successful. So you eliminate all the white noise, but you have to have details and you have to have tasks and you have to stay on track. Like, okay, I'm biting. Because the position needed a DI. Keller Williams CEO requires a DI. I was a DC. And I'm like, I don't like C's, man. That's just, right? Like, I want to be a C. Well, the DC is the operating principal, the higher up, the overseer. The DC is your Gary Keller. The DC is your Simon Sinek. The DC is Elon Musk. These Steve Jobs. These guys are all DCs. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'll hang out with these guys, all right? The I, so environment changes. Let's go back to the slide. The environment will change, all right? Because when I stepped into CEO, he still put me as CEO anyway, and I needed to take the job anyway to protect my team, to make sure that we can get someone in there that got everything that we built. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do all these things. Like, I'll help build the office and this and that, but I'm not gonna sit here on the phone and call. Well, he knew that. He hired me because of my attraction. I attracted people, I didn't recruit people. We were sitting one day at lunch, and I'm like, hey, I gotta run to the office, I got 3 new hires coming on. He's like, where'd you get them? I don't know. Like, I haven't met them yet, but they've already signed on to Keller, and they're at my office waiting to meet me. He's like, how did you do that? I'm like, my agents tell people about what's going on, and they show up, they sign on, and that's how we go. It's like, can you do that to this office? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, not as it sits, because I don't really like it. So I got in and revamped a bunch of stuff at Keller Williams in Arizona, and kind of shifted the entire model out there in Phoenix. And I got in trouble because I was attracting teams from other Keller Williams that kept jumping over here because of the model I created. And they're like, I want to be part of that. So again, he's getting hate mails. We're at lunch. He's got a call from the regional. He's like, you've got to put a stop to this. He's like, stop what? He's like, John's out recruiting agents from other Keller Williams. He put the phone down. He's like, did you recruit Brandon from Phoenix? I'm like, who? He's like, yeah, apparently he's been here for a week. And they said that you recruited him away. I'm like, I haven't even met with him, right? That's how all this works. That's why, but back to that, Gary Kelly will tell you this. Talent can do anything. Talent can do anything for a while. They'll burn out. Keller Williams has a freaking personality profile for every single possible role in the business, right down to the front desk person, all right? Talent, I could be an accountant for a few weeks. Usually you can last a couple of years before you burn out. When Keller placed, he built all of Keller Williams on this, and most of his people stayed with him for 10, 20, 30 years because they were in a right role. They were comfortable, they didn't burn out. The cost of replacing people even every 2 years is immense. Energy, all that. So that's why it's important to understand these roles, all right? In business, you know, Damon wasn't in the center, okay? He's gotta have all 4 pieces in his team. He's not gonna be a C, but he's gonna hire a C, a really good one, and put them in that role, all right? He's gonna have an S involved somewhere, right? He probably knows who it is. That person has to glue the team, keeps everything together. If he has to do all of that, he can burn out, right? Every freaking team, every business needs all pieces. And they need to work together, and they need to understand their spots, right? My business partner, he's an S. I'm a D. We were good friends. We hunted, we fished, all that stuff. D and S usually are not best friends, right? They don't see the world the same. Well, we went years building this massive real estate team, and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to start shifting into other areas. He was tired of being behind the scenes guy. He felt because he was doing all this stuff, he was now a D. He evolved to a D. No, he was stretching outside of his box. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You deserve this. I'm going to hire someone to help you. You guys can run the team. I'm going to go do the lending side. Fast forward, 3 years later, team's done. Toast. Went from top 10 international to disband. They lacked that visionary D leader. Even though people didn't like me that much on the team because I was always coming up with something different, I was always shifting the focus, always shifting direction. That's what my role was. Mark's role was to make everybody okay with it, make everybody feel good about the new direction, get buy-in. That was it. That's how we built and ran that. But once you didn't have the visionary, and all you had was the buy-in guy, everybody just started kinda, well, this isn't, it's boring, nothing's changing, we're going backwards. And then you just started bouncing and, but,
So, when you take the test, there's a natural, then there's the adaptive.
yes.
Were you probably already got into that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so when he told me I was a DC and I was supposed to be a DI for the role, and I was like, I just don't like, I still don't like some of these results. And then he showed the different curves. There is a curve for who you really are, your natural, outside of stress, wake up in the morning, you're sitting at home, that's your natural state, all right? Then there is the adaptive, or who you are at work. I was schizophrenic, man, because who I was naturally was here, and then who I was at work. Because this isn't me presenting. That's the last, I took freaking public speaking 101, the last moment in college. I did not want to take that class, and I hated it. I barely made it through it. I'm not a public speaker. I'm not a presenter. That's not where I want to be, not my natural state, okay? But I realized that's where I had to be. If I wanted to be successful in a certain direction I wanted to go, I had to develop that piece and I had to build it. I do this, catch me after the meeting, good luck. I'm finding a place to decompress and chill and relax and breathe, okay? Because it takes a lot of energy to do this. But I have to do it, all right? So you adapt.
So, but do you think most people are completely different from natural and adaptive?
No, it's more like most people are similar to what they are. A lot of people aren't pushed outside the box. I would say a D with control issues might have that very different adaptive from their natural because they feel like they have to do everything. Like, I have to do it. If I want it done right, I gotta do it. If I need someone to be a presenter, I gotta be the presenter, okay? That's when you start getting different results, okay? And again, it exhausts you, trying to be all of it.
Hey, John, so we take the test and we're DI, whatever, right, here,
Yeah.
in our profession. So when we go home, does your family and friends think of you as the quiet guy or John in front of the room guy? If you know what I'm getting at.
It depends on where they see me. Like, if my friends see me out here, they think of me as this guy here. But my family, if I brought some of my family in to one of these presentations, they're like, what
Who is that guy?
Yeah, who is that guy, right? Like, cause I am the sit on the beach with a chair and an umbrella and an ice chest, far away from all the other blankets. Just gonna relax, okay? So, and that's kind of what these are. So, let's jump into this. Okay, you D's that are in the room, all right? You guys are the decisive ones, you're the problem solvers, you thrive on solving problems. And everybody's like, oh, another problem. They really enjoy it. Results oriented, they're very direct, assertive, and competitive. So this mesh well with some of you D's that were in here, back corner guys. Competitive. Here's your D type people. Yeah, Judge Judy. Your I's, interactive, outgoing, gregarious, socially assertive, and talkative. All right? These are the D and the I are your outgoing pieces, your outgoing personalities. Definitely exclamation, talkative, socially assertive, and talkative. All right? Get a C and an I together. Oh, that's the funnest thing. That is the funnest thing to watch. Get them in a room, and the C's like, someone tell them to shut up, please, right? And the I's like, oh my gosh, they're just such a bump on a log. I don't know if I can hang out with this person. All right. Now, here's your I's. Totally makes sense, right? These are full-on I's. The S, so the I's and the S are your people-oriented. Here's the difference between your I and the S. The I collects relationships. An I walks into a room and they see 89 people, I got 6 of them, so I need 83 more relationships. And they're going to connect with every single person. And their goal is to connect some of those people with other people, as they might not have known either person, but just from that room, they meet him and, oh, you gotta come over and meet so-and-so, like they've known them forever, right? They're connectors. They are surface level, okay? They are more relationships. Your S's are deep, right? They're the deep relationships. They want less relationships. They wanna go deeper. So the S goes into the room, they're gonna be like, oh, shoot. They're looking for people they know, okay? They'll have no problem meeting new people there, but they wanna do it with someone. They're like, there's my group. They're gonna go over there and they're gonna get warmed up with the group, and then the group's gonna start pulling people in, and then they're gonna meet and they're happy with that. The S is not gonna go work the room. The I will definitely work the room. Stable, they like predictability, loyal, good listeners, and they cooperate to a fault. Here's your S's.
It's not mine, it's his. David goes, turn your phone off till I look, and it's his.
Your C's are cautious. Rules. Where's Sharon? Did she leave? Yeah. These are the 11 C's. Procedures, protocols, okay? They already have all these procedures and protocols, and every task they're given, they already have the way to do it. Quality control is done the right way, and they're gonna triple check every single thing before they bring a result, especially if it doesn't sound right to them. Probably doesn't sound right to them because they were told how to do it wrong, okay? Didn't make sense. Here's your C's. Yeah, she's actually a DC. She's one of my favorite. She kicks ass. Alright, so here's now, we see the outgoing and tasks, the outgoing people, alright? If you were a dog, this is the type of dog your personality is.
I got it.
What's funny is this is my dog. It's 100% my dog. I'm like, well, they're fun. But she's a working dog, okay? Everybody in my family works with a dog. This is the important part, all right? You have an idea of who you are and what makes you tick. You need to understand how to connect quickly with the client, how to identify their personality, because the longer it takes, the more of a chance you have them going away, all right? How many of you guys have shown someone homes over and over, 30, 40 homes over 6 months, and then they disappear only to find out they bought a home 2 months later with some other agent? Happens all the time, right?
Thank God I was a listing agent.
And what's your first thought when they do that? To you. Like, how could they do that? Like, that's some disloyal, right?
They did not sign buyer's agreement.
No, they didn't.
Well, if we were, if it wasn't mandated and we lived by this, you would never need a buyer agreement because they would never leave you because you connected, right? They left because they didn't feel they could trust you. That sounds terrible, but trust and connection go hand in hand. They didn't feel listened to. They didn't feel you were hearing them, right? You could be a D and you can work with an S, and they can feel like you're listening, and D's don't listen. They don't hear. They hear there's certain things that they need to.
I'll share a little real quick, just me as a broker. I was a DC.
Yeah.
And my eye has definitely adjusted over, the years. But I wasn't a listener. And I've noticed that people agents, they would come in and they'd want to sit and they want to tell you if they have an issue or whatever, but they want you to listen to the whole story. I was very tapping your foot, telling me what the problem is, let's solve it and move on. And I learned to listen better.
Yeah. And they see the body language.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you're doing your best to act like you're listening, they can see you crawling on the inside just from your body language. And that's what I'm talking about, where they feel like they can't trust you. Anybody not trust Damon? I mean, he's a great dude. Okay? So that's why we want to connect with the client immediately. You're working with a D. Only 10% of the population are Ds. They purchase for success and power. They purchase to achieve a goal, right? If you get a D, they're going to tell you exactly what they want and why they want it within the first 10 minutes. Okay, so take good notes, right? They'll decide quickly, so you're not going to be showing, if you listened and you found exactly what they wanted, you're probably going to show them 1, maybe 3 homes. And they're going to write the freaking offer. They're going to close as fast as you need to. Respect their time and follow through. This is where we lose D's, okay? The follow through, all right? You don't have to know everything with a D, okay? He asks you a question, you're like, I don't know the answer, but I know where to get it, and I will have it to you by 2:30 today, okay?
You don't have it by 3:30, right?
Don't have it by 3:30, right? So you get it to them, you email them. They're probably not gonna read it today. Even if you text or email, they're probably not gonna respond or read it or care at 2:30. But they're gonna check to see if it was there. And that's it. That's a D. That is the fundamentals of that D. So follow through, respect their time. If you're an I and you're showing a D, don't go, oh, let's go have coffee, let's sit and look at these papers, I got all these sheets. It'll be the last day you show a D, okay? Because they're gonna stress out. They're, like I said, they don't wanna hear stories, they wanna see results.
I used to, train a lot on listing presentations, and I learned with the D, if you have like a seller's guide or something like that, if you're spending an hour or 2 trying to go through that whole thing in detail, their eyes glaze over, they want you out of the house and done, so you had to train agents like, hey, know the personalities you're dealing with, because they'll make a decision, you just give them the information in a quicker format, and so they can make a decision instead of belaboring.
You stage it. You stage the presentation, all right? You come with the book. You come with an MLS sheet of their home with notes just scribbled on it, 1 page, right? And then you have a presentation that you're fiddling with on your iPad, all right? See what they grab. See what they look for. If they look at that, grab it and slide it over. Oh yeah, here's like a 1 sheet with the notes on it. If they pick that up and look, you know it's a D. That's a D, right there. Now you shift your entire, just clear the table, just focus on that one conversation. And it's done. You're gonna get the listing because all the other people who aren't trying to understand who they're dealing with are going to push their entire presentation on the person and they will not hear back from them, okay? Stage it. Have your script when you're calling leads or anything like that. Ask questions that can identify this person's personality so that the next call or the emails or anything that you set up are done so you can communicate with them. Because again, the faster you identify it, the better this relationship's gonna be no matter what letter they are or what letter you are. Persuading words for the D's. Money, results, fast, and win. Okay? Sitting at the house, they like it, they're like, oh my gosh, all right, let me do this. I'm gonna put together an offer real quick based on everything you want. We're gonna try and get some more money from the seller. I'm gonna demand that they respond here in the next 24 hours, and then you're gonna get this house. That's all they wanted to hear. They want to get money back from the seller, they want to offer quick, and they want to win that house. That's it. You just gauge, once you know it, it's an art. It really is. But it's everything. Discouraging words, maybe. This is fun. Maybe means no. So if you say maybe, your mind will just say no. Pretty good means it sucks. Well, it's pretty good. Pretty good, right? I'll try. No, you're not. Was it Yoda? You're like, do or do not. No try. Yeah. Either you're going to or you're not. Don't say I'll try. And this is fun. That person will jump out of their skin. I'm pretty sure. It's like, hey, is that front yard covered by the HOA? I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
Okay. Your eyes. They're into customer experience. Fun. These eyes, if you're really big into reviews and you have a lot of great reviews, you're going to attract a lot of eye clients, whether you want them or not. Those are the people that are going to find you and connect with you. They want success stories, testimonials. They decide emotionally. All right? Like, you could find a house for Sarah And Sarah's super excited about it. You got the offer. 3 hours later, Sarah's mom's friends, cousins, uncles, kids' dog died, and now Sarah can't handle it right now. They're that emotional, right? They feel everything. But give them an hour, and she'll be right back, all right? Decide emotionally, and they want a decision to make them look good, right? Persuading words: fun, people, social, prestige. You want to sell a house to walk out in the backyard, see a pool and a barbecue. I'm like, I am so glad we're best friends now, because you're gonna have the biggest parties in this backyard. Everybody's gonna freaking be here. I wanna be here. Sold. Done. Status, everybody's gonna be here, people, friends, because they hate this word right here, alone. That is the death to an eye, hearing the word alone. No matter what context it's used, it'll make them cry inside for somebody, right? Alone. Budget, they don't care about budgets, timetables. Hey, if it takes a couple months, I got time, we can keep hanging out, right? An agenda. Don't freaking come in with a rigid schedule for an eye. S's, they create predictability, be sincere. These S's, they're in their heads. They analyze everything on an emotional level, all right? Emphasize your convenient process. They need time to process information. You're not going to rush an S. If they've given you all the language that they're buying this house, all the energy says they're ready to sign an offer, and they say, you know what, we're gonna take tonight and pray on it. Don't respond, well, these homes don't last on the market. Do not do that, because you just lost the client, right? You're not gonna rush them. Unfortunately, an S, if you're working with a lot of S's, will miss out on a few homes that they really want, because they won't be rushed, and you can't rush them if you want to keep working with them. You're gonna have to let them find out the hard way. It's brutal. But it's also a rewarding business. The S's are great, wholesome, grassroots people, and they'll do anything for you, or they'll find someone to do it for you, because they want everybody to win and be happy. They want you to be confident. Persuading words: easy, convenient, safe, guarantee. They want guarantees on stuff. Reliable. These S's are probably the last people buying right now because of the volatility of the market and the economy. There's nothing reliable. There's no guarantees. There's nothing safe about the current market. Everybody's worried. There are freaking short sales happening. Everybody that jumped in 22, 23, especially the FHA people, there's a large percentage of those that are in hot water right now. They're underwater, and just takes one job. One person loses a job, and they could be 90 days late in a heartbeat. So there's a lot of that happening. So these S's don't want to be one of those people, because they're hearing about it. Because guess what? When people start struggling, they call the S. So the S hears about all the turmoil in everybody's family. I was married to two S's. I was married to two S's.
At one time?
No. I didn't learn the first time, okay? But when they come to tell me stories, they bring all of this stuff. And it just drains me in energy to listen to all the drama and the bad things happening to people. I'm like, that's super sad, but do you have any good news? Can we talk about anything uplifting? Because that's all they hear. Because everybody calls them with their problems and struggles. And they'll answer it, and they'll take it on. And they'll carry it right here. So that's why the S's are less likely to buy right now. Discouraging words. So if you have some S's, if you can go back and you've got people that were on the fence or like hot and ready buying a home and they've just kind of drifted back, do an autopsy. Like go back and start thinking of conversations you've had. Start thinking, you know what? They are an S. Okay, now that you identified them as an S, stop trying to sell and start checking in. How are you doing? Like, this one's crazy right now. Everything okay with the family? Right? How's Jimmy out at school? Is anything affecting him? Is anything affecting him? Your husband's work? That's the conversation they want to have right now. Because they don't want to talk about this crazy market. They wanna talk about what's going on in life. But when this stuff does change in the market, you're gonna be the first call, not any other realtor, because you built that relationship. Conflict, rush, risk, uncertainty, yeah, that's your C, you're cautious. All right, now here's the presentation, people. You better have your presentation dialed in, and it better be detailed, okay? Because these guys are gonna pick you based on how smart you look and how much you look like you know. All right, they're not gonna listen to you tell them, they wanna see it. Emphasize your procedure, okay? Your C's, you sit down at the listening table, you go through your presentation like you've done it several times. They don't necessarily care what's in it, they wanna watch your process. They wanna see how dialed you are. And as soon as you're done with that presentation, it's like, okay, so this is what's gonna happen next. I got this contract here, we're gonna fill out and sign this here in a second, but first you're gonna take me and walk me around the house, and you're gonna show me everything. And then as soon as you sign this contract, I'm gonna get to my transaction coordinator, and we're gonna order photos so that we're ready to go, and we're gonna go on the market on Thursday, and this is why. That's your presentation to a C. They wanna know you have an identified process, and you do it all the time. And they will pick it apart if you don't. Pros and cons sheets, bring it. If you identify a C, pull that sucker out of your bag. It's like, you know what? I feel like you might wanna break this down a little more. Let's do some pros and cons. Done. Yours for life. Said, these are the types of things. This is why DISC is important. Personality profiles are important. You're like, oh, it's foo-foo. No, it's not foo-foo. It's very important. And you don't mirror match. I hate that freaking word. You don't mirror match. You become so fake when you try to be that person. This isn't about being the person. It's understanding that person and how they want to be communicated with. That's it. So you don't have to worry about becoming a C or becoming an I. You just, if you want to work with that personality profile, you just need to learn to understand it. All right? C's, specific, details, logical procedure. That's it. That's their love language right there. Show up late, look unplanned, unscheduled, unorganized. I mean, you better have that showing schedule down, because if somebody cancels in the middle, even if it's not your fault, unscheduled, they're gonna hold it against you. They're like, gosh, now what are we gonna do for 45 minutes, right? So, and quick, responsive. C's want responses. They're gonna be super responsive to you, and that's my C part, yes, and DC. Like, I expect everybody else to be very responsive with me. Because if I get a text, I'm bam, answering right back. If I text someone and they don't answer for 2 hours, I'm like, what did I say? What did I do? What the heck? Okay, so that's their C. So just know that if you leave a C unread, they're probably looking at other realtor reviews. Here's the different graphs, right? Graph 1, public self. All right, this is how you look in your environment, at work, out in the general population. Disc 2 is your private self, at home. So notice, this person S does not change much. Their D actually drops in public, so they're at a more subservient role in their business, right? They're not as direct in where they work at. But their C in public is a bit higher, okay? So their job requires them to be a C, and it's a good thing because their personal level's pretty close. So this person is pretty balanced out, whether they're at home or in the public. What you see is what you get with them. Now, they perceive themselves as a public self, so they work a lot. They're probably at work or in public more than they're at home, because they think that's who they are. That's how they identify themselves. All right. Communication, that's it. The whole DISC analysis and personality profile all comes down to communication. Again, it's not being or changing. It's adapting your communication. So that, because everything we do, we don't close 100, a lot of us don't close 100 units a year. So everyone matters. And if you take that, idea that every single person, every single relationship that you come in contact with matters, you're gonna get to 100, you're not even gonna know it, you're not gonna feel it, because those referrals will start coming in and pouring in, because you are the agent for their entire world. People don't buy because they're made to understand, they buy because they feel understood. Just like they don't care how much you know, till they know how much you care. That's it. So, take the disc if you haven't, and if you have, take it again. If you want, I'll sit down and validate it for you, because there's nothing worse than having a disc that you think you are. You took that time and, oh, okay, I'm thinking this, then someone sitting down with you for an hour and 100% without a doubt knowing you're this. Okay? Because then that'll help you identify it better. So, all right. So, Realty One Group has a link for a disc on One University somewhere. You can do that one. You can do Tony Robbins has one. They're everywhere. But do it. It's a tool. It's like it should be the tool. Beyond lead gen, it's got to start here.
Quick one for you.
Yeah.
Because we all want to get listings.
Yeah.
And hopefully, before we go into the house, we've had 3 or 4 conversations with the seller. We get a feel for their personality, right? Maybe you don't know them, it's not a referral, it's a referral, but you've never met them, okay? You talked about matching and mirroring. That's an old technique that's been around a million years. But is there a quick, and you could do a class on this, is there a quick thing you would suggest, I go in and meet with Wendy, we're sitting down at the table, for me to figure out what she is?
Does anybody Facebook their clients before they go meet with them?
Hopefully they've stalked the shit out of them, you know, and,
A lack of Facebook
Yeah.
will tell you they're on one
Uh-huh.
side or the other. That limits you down to 2 categories, either a D or C. If they're not on, they don't have much on Facebook, they're D or C. If they're posting every day and it's all family stuff, they're fraud. They could be an S. There's a good chance they're an S. So that'll tip you off. And if you can narrow it down to just one or the other, now you stage your presentation with materials to identify. Because chances are, if you see that they're a D or a C, their spouse is probably the other, the C or the D. It's hard to be married with 2 Ds. A DC can do well, a D and an I can do well, an I and an S can do well, okay? So, once you narrowed it down to 2, create your presentation around, I need to see in the first 3 minutes that I sit down at the table, which ones these are, okay? If the wife's the D, he's the I, you're talking to the wife. She's gonna make the decision, and you play it this way. And you make jokes with him, right? Make him laugh, make her feel understood.
Hey guys, just real quick, I love that, I was at a listing presentation yesterday, and they met with 3 agents, I was the 3rd agent, and, she basically told me that, when I was talking to her. It's like, the other 2 I didn't really connect with. I feel that you understand what I'm trying to achieve here. Very, very important.
Yeah, and some of us, if we just can't get to the listening part or that D, we practice with tricks, and it's like repeat things that they say just to make them know that you're listening, even though you're only catching half of it, all right? There are ways to do it. We're not perfect, but we need to operate in this business and be successful at it, so.
Awesome. Good
But it
stuff.
starts with who you are. Know you, be self-aware.
Stuff, gang, but go on the, One University or Tony Robbins, and take it, you might be surprised.
Do you know if they, like, the one on One University and then Tony Robbins, they have different questions, or is it
They're
all
all,
the same?
Oh, yeah.
they're all gonna get you to the
Oh,
same,
yeah.
they might be different questions, but they're asked the same way to get the
Correct.
same result.
And again, they're pretty intensive, so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right.
Alrighty, gang, good stuff, thank you all for coming by. Good. Oh, yes, Sue's gone. Did Suzanne give you a number? Our very valuable packet of, free giveaways to, lucky winner again. Not 1, but 2 pens.
Hey, Amy?
We got little pads here, a mouse pad, an XXL shirt. Little mouse pad and a little Realty One Group folder, $4 in retail value. You know, who gets it, Wayne?
Give me 2 seconds.
You're so good at this.
Okay, I've had her text me the thing, so Amy's gonna pick a number, she just texted me the,
Yeah, from the list.
okay, we have 1 through
10?